Okay, a few words about microphones. So basically, there are different kinds of microphones in terms of frequency and in terms of connection and in terms of beats. Okay, like this one. Suppose you see 16 beat versus 24 beat. 24 beat versus 32 beat. Now, in most cases, your camera cannot record 32 beat. I've never seen a camera with 32 beats. Most likely even expensive, super expensive cameras, they have 24 beat. So suppose you have 24 beat and say suppose Canon R3, and you can check either on Canon site or any other site showing you the specs. Suppose I like this camera. Now for recording, it has 422 10 bit. That's for the image. And then you look at audio. So this has 3.5 millimeter. It doesn't say XLR. XLR is like, it's a bigger thing, like it has 3 thick pins. So you look at not only this, but the sound. Sometimes you can find, sometimes not. Okay, this color is for the still image 14 bit. So if it says 10 bit for video, it means for pictures you have more colors than for video. This is raw 12 bit. So if you want more colors, you record this on external recorder. So I'm looking for audio, 2 channel, but I need beats. Most likely 24 bit. I don't see that. Suppose another expensive camera. I could go to some other site like Canon to find more. Suppose Fuji Film 100 Mark II. I think I've seen for Fuji you can find, I guess. Let's see. Okay, 3.5. So this doesn't accept XLR. Sensor exposure. So basically you search, but from what I've seen you cannot find. You see, this has bit 16 bit. This one actually for photos should be better than R3. But anyway, my goal is This has 422 ProRes. Now I keep looking. Okay, here 24-bit. So this is top of the line for Fujifilm. You can find in many cameras, quite many, 24-bit. I've never seen that floating point, 32 floats, you know. So what you do is you basically record here. Now, for like, I went to Newport Beach Film Festival, I can hear that sound is different. What people say about 32 float, it sounds kind of more loud. It is, I would say it is more loud. It does not mean it is a better sound. So when you look at microphones, there is like what they call a frequency. So suppose microphones, 20 hertz, hertz to 20 kilohertz. That would be a wide range. Suppose this one. Expensive ones, they would have that range. Yeah, $720. So you look at specs, you see 20 to 20. That's actually a very important part. With that one you have more lows, like a studio quality lows, XLR. So you see this one you cannot plug in to Fujifilm or to Canon R3. This need 48 volt phantom power. So this one will not work with voltage of 3.5. So what you do is you look at beats. Some say, some don't say. So that's one thing you look. If you want like a studio quality sound, you look at this 20 to 20. Now many microphones, cheap ones, they don't have that. Like suppose I look, to me this is quite cheap one, like this. $68, come on. Well, Amazon sometimes don't put all specs. They're kind of short on specs. Okay, this microphone is, for example, 24-bit. Now, is this 3.5? The plug. Okay, this one, USB-C. So this is based on USB connection. So this one you cannot plug in. And this one 24-bit. Now, those 24-bit, suppose this one is 24-bit, 20 to 20, and another microphone 32 float, but it doesn't have this range, the sound will not be better. The sound is based on frequency that range from 20 32 bit float. That's what I know, float. If you look at images, it has to do something with that frequency. The frequency, that one. Basically, it's not really kind of like digital. Digital would be like a square signal. This is analog. But with 32-bit, it has to do something with that, what they call them, with that wave kind of form. So, suppose, okay, this is 24-bit. And this is 32. So it has to do something with that, the look. It says here, you can read. So some people, I think some people think just because it's the higher number it's better. You can have better sound with 24 if you have cheap microphone with 32. That's how I look at it. That waveform is just, from what I know, it just makes sound louder kind of. So basically they talk here, Tascam. So dynamic range, those loudness, I guess. Maybe it will not go to, you know, like they call, like when you cry very loud, it starts to be distorted. So this pretty much allow you, the range is bigger because of that waveform, but it does not mean it will sound good. It just allow basically to cry more like crazy sometimes, to get more closer. That's how I look. But you can read this one. So because I took classes, I finished like a video making kind of course. So in order to do that one, if you really want to do that one, I can tell computer could have this, but if you wanna to have this on TV, on this and that, most likely it doesn't support 32 float bit. In order to hear that, you need to have certain equipment, speakers, whatever. Like you go to like film festival, there they most likely have that equipment, and when you use that to 32 bit, you could see the difference there, but it does not mean you will see the difference on your TV, especially if your TV doesn't have sound bar. Like I have Bose sound bar. I don't think Bose, just a regular, not top of the line. I don't think Bose sound bar will work with 32 bit float. So anyway, what you do is you can use this one if you really like to get into it. Basically, you need to record separately. You can record whatever your camera is giving, that sound. So you plug in into camera some kind of microphone, shotgun or wireless. That's one way, and this would be second way, because your camera cannot record this, and most cameras cannot. I've never seen, even video cameras, 20 grand video cameras cannot record. So what you do is, it's called Tascam. recorder. So suppose this one. I was thinking to get this for myself. I might get someday, if I really want to get into that. It's called separate recording. So video you record on one and you record sound on another piece, and when you go to editing you need to match everything. So sometimes I think it doesn't make any sense, especially for YouTube. If you want to submit to film festival, yeah, I understand, but this is, most people don't have 8K monitors, and most people don't have 32 float beat supporting equipment. So anyway, if you want to do that, so suppose this one recorder, this is 32 float beat, okay? So basically you have a microphone. This one is on a belt, kind of like a belt clip, and you record this on this recorder. It should be SD card, micro SDXC. So you record on that. At my school actually they didn't talk about this, but they were talking about Zoom, this one. So for professional use, this one 32-bit float, but you can connect this one XLR. That one is not XLR, that one is like small mic. This XLR would give you bigger range and more kind of lows, and it's a bigger kind of microphones. Normally big microphones, you know what they call boom mics. If you've seen in Hollywood, they have like on a stick mic. Most likely it has XLR connection. It's not 3.5. Those microphones are known for wider range, kind of bigger output. So this would be XLR, and you can even connect two. So this is the recorder. So what I was showing you for Tascam, that's a full kind of small thing. This would be supposed for video production, where somebody would hold a pole with a boom mic. So this one, you see, you can connect two mics. And then they have the mixing board. You need to have the mixing board supporting all that. You see what I mean? Supporting all that electronics should work with each other. So now suppose there are many microphones. Most likely you will not find many for this kind of beat. Even if it's XLR, even if you have recorder 32 float, it does not mean those mics 32 float beat are everywhere. Most likely they're 24-bit mics, XLR. So you need to find, it's called Rode. I think it's called NT1 Generation 5. It's the latest one, I think. So you have NT1 like the Generation 5. Now this NT1 Generation 5, it has only two colors. Other generations, they don't have 32 float. So suppose I like this silver or black. Okay, now if you read, okay, 32 float. I just know this mic, but if you search you can find more. So first of all, like I said, it should be a good range from 20 to 20, or some might go even less a little bit, from 16, or but in general it's considered if you go beyond 20 you cannot hear. If you go beyond another 20 you cannot really hear. Okay, so let me see. So this one, it's 32 float, and this one has XLR, right? I've seen some XLR and USB. So this one you can connect to your computer and try to hear how it is, or to record it. So suppose your camera, Fujifilm or Canon R3 or any other camera, they don't have it. First of all, they don't have 32. Secondly, they don't have XLR. So for professional use, they use two separate ways. So they would use, suppose this one, XLR, and then Zoom recorder. It's professional work, but it's too much. I think for YouTube, honestly, in my opinion, it's too much. Too much. You need to match everything. Well, you can see the wave, but still. First of all, like I have Sony Vegas. On Sony Vegas, you need to detach sound from your video footage, and then you would need to download from your recorder, like Zoom. From this recorder you need to download and match everything. You know, when people talk and you have sound, there is like a way to have that the time going. Oh, I think you can match by like this. So in the picture you have this and sound like this. So you can match, I guess, without time code, because you see the wave, you know, in editing. Now, it's how you match. Now when it comes to, like, suppose they have a new one, it's called DJI Mic 2 or DJI Mic 2. You see, it looks different. You see, it doesn't look like normal DJI. You see that one, orange, and you see some kind of electronics. You can see electronics. So this basically, it has that 32-bit float internal recording. So if you connect this one to your camera, like in a normal way, with 3.5, but your camera cannot record 32, to me there is no reason to buy this. There is only one reason to buy: if you're gonna record this one 32 and then match in editing, then you will see the difference, because your computer can go beyond 24-bit. While if you have especially those 48 kind of, you know, those operating system 48, whatever, higher number, 64, it can go. So For that, basically, you have 32-bit, but the frequency range, I'm sure this one cannot have 20 to 20. So suppose that studio mic like Rode NT1 generation 5, that one most likely has 20 to 20 or close, but the small ones, they don't have those kind of microphones. You're lucky if you get 40 to 20. Most likely it's gonna be less. So suppose I like, it's called Audio Technica. I think this is famous for vloggers. Kind of cheap, but I think that the one I like, it costs more money, like $200. Let's see, microphones. Okay. White microphone, suppose. For creators. Again, the same. Yeah, this one costs more money. Maybe I did like that one. So anyway, you look at specs. Okay, this is 20 to 20. You see this one, 16 or 24. And you can find a lot of it, 16 or 24. 32 is hard to find. So this one, what? USB? I think USB. It sounds like USB kind. Normally those microphones like that, they're USB. Like those kinds. Or XLR. I would say it's kind of hard to find 3.5. Well, you've seen 16-bit. So 16-bit, suppose there is a camera. It was a camera, quite good one actually. It's called Panasonic DVX 200. So this camera, it has a lens, everything, but the sensor is not 1 inch. That sensor is micro four third, so it's a little bigger. So this camera is better than many of those 1 inch camcorders. That's how I look. So recording, it doesn't say, but it should have like 16-bit. I don't need that one really. Okay, let's see. But anyway, you can find maybe. I've seen somewhere. I was thinking it's everything good, but the sound 16-bit. And for the 210 you need to record externally, so I was like, So then basically with Atomos you can record ProRes 422. Basically with this camera, if you need to buy a recorder to get good quality. The good thing about this camera is that Leica lenses. You can get Leica lens with that one. It has good ventilation and everything. But you need to record externally. And you have 16-bit sound. Okay. So that's actually why one of the reasons I kind of like I think for YouTubers that would be a good camera. Some are recorded on completely garbage some kind. So this one you see audio 16-bit. So if that uh, particular Audio Technica 16 or 24, that would be like a normal range, 16 or 24. Today, um, like I did show you with Fujifilm, today you can have 24 on many cameras. Even the cheap one, like suppose I'm considering Canon for vlogging. I think it's a good vlogging camera, Canon R8. It's not metal. It's kind of plastic and smaller body, but it's working fine, and the price is cheap. So suppose I'm okay with it. With that, you see 42 10-bit. I can have 4K. I like this one MBS. That's quite high MBS. This MBS is like Netflix approval kind of MBS. So, and then you look at sound. I want to see 24-bit sound. So today even cheap cameras can have 24. This doesn't say, but I believe it's possible to find. Okay, how about this? Canon R8 24-bit sound. Now if this has only a 16, I don't know. Today 24 is kind of like normal. I think this is 16. That's internal. So if this has 16, it's up to person to like it or not. I don't see. Too much to look at. Some people don't like that IPB format. So for vlogging is okay, but this I don't consider that for, you know, professional video. For vlogging you need light camera, good focus, good focusing, autofocus. So that one, and it should be quite cheap. So that's quite cheap. I think for vlogging it's okay. So this one, okay, microphone. So built-in microphone, 16-bit, 2 channels. So that doesn't have the best sound, but it's built in. So this is typical vlogging kind of camera, built-in microphones, 2 of them. And then there is external one. That's very interesting. They have this one. Cheap camera has that XLR. So with this one, probably you can get 24-bit with external. I don't think Tascam right now is doing for 16-bit much, unless it's so cheap, completely cheap. What is Tascam? Oh, I know what it is. So this one basically, you can connect this one, you can connect two XLR into that, but this is 24-bit, this is not 32. I don't think it's 32. Well, it has 3.5, so you can connect 3.5 to that one. Hmm. 3.5. Yeah, this one. Bitrate 1624. So this doesn't have 32. So there is no reason to buy mic which is 32 like NT and connect to this 24. And camera doesn't have. I think camera has 24. It can record from external mic, but internal those two, the 16-bit. I think maybe even cannot record 24, maybe only 16. So for vlogging it's okay, but for professional, I don't think so. I don't think so. So like the 16-bit, you can find a lot of cameras 16-bit. So my thinking is all that 32 float is for external recorder, like I was showing Zoom. Or you can try with DJI, but I don't think the frequency would be good. And then you try to match in editing. So what else I think about sound? Well, normally for professional use they use boom mics. Boom mic. Okay, images like this. This is a boom mic. Like that. Holding with that pole. You see, there is no connection to camera. So he has a recorder like that Zoom, and he's recording like that. So for video professional, there are two guys. Suppose one is shooting and second one is holding the sound. This is responsible for the sound, this one for the shooting. That's why I say for YouTube sometimes that's too much, unless you wanna have like a movie kind of way. Then you need to have everything movie way. All those gimbals, whatever. Special gimbals. or you can have tripod like this. But now this tripod, I don't see any mics, so they're using external recording. So with that one you can record 32-bit, but you need to find boom mic 32 float. You need to search. This one can record. Like for YouTube you can do this one. This one mic and recorder on SD card. You don't need a guy holding the mic. You see 32 float. This is zoom too. So this is all together. You put on the camera. This one, it's external to camera. Like this you can put on a pole or in the back. Now for this one, you need to find, you know, like wherever they put like this kind, you need to find a mic for the 32. It should be a field mic, not really a studio mic. Field mic, it means shotgun. So you need to search. Okay, it's you can rent. Okay, they have Rode. So this would be boom mic plus recorder, Zoom F3, NTG5. So this one, NTG5, I think this is like a field mic. So it's basically kind of like that NT1, but this one more like a field mic, shotgun. You keep at the distance. Yeah, this one. So this one good. But again, that's designed for 32-bit and recorder. It depends how far do you want to take it. XLR. So this one. So this one you need to use XLR. Either the Tascam we put on top, or if it's 32-bit, then you use recorder. There is good mic without all those recorders. You can find 24-bit, most likely the price would be less. There are like Sennheiser or Sony or Sennheiser like this 600. Now Sennheiser, let's see. Yeah, 3.5. This one, I like this one because you see it has 40 to 20. Those kind of shotguns would be harder to find. That's not big kind of microphones for studio. It's it's a shotgun. But this has like one XLR. So if you need XLR, you can use XLR. It has 3.5. If you want to use 3.5, you can have certain attachment like this and then put microphone inside and you have that good sound. That one shotgun, it's directional. It means if you have cars behind you running, you will not hear that much because it's directed to some other place. Suppose cars behind you backward, the mic is going forward, you know. So And this cost how much? You see, cost less, not $500. So suppose you don't need all this 32 and match and all that. You just buy like this or similar one. I think that is Sony. What happened? Okay, you see? Even less. But you need to look at specs. Anytime you go less, doesn't you see 40 to 20. But it's XLR. This particular doesn't have 3.5. So some have XLR and 3.5. Some have just 3.5. Some have USB. Basically, you need to look for connection. If your camera most likely has 3.5, so if you choose like that good microphone, it should have 3.5, or like that one, XLR plus 3.5. Sometimes XLR plus USB. It depends on what you need it for. This everything fine, but they should have 3.5. Well, they have this one. I think this one, you see, designed for Sony R4. I think this one is 32 float. Maybe not. Okay, 20 to 20, which is good. No, 40 to 20. Okay, 40 to 20. Okay, it doesn't say beats. I don't see it. But if you have Sony, like this vlogger, has 3.5, most likely no 32 float. There is no reason for them to develop because camera doesn't record. Okay, 40 to 20, okay. Forty to 20. I don't see anything. But anyway, you can search more. So you record, if your camera record 24 bit, you look for 24. 16 bit would be kind of cheaper microphone. Suppose I like this one. It has quite good sound. Don't see beat again. So you need to do additional research, I guess. That would be okay, but I want to see the beat. I don't like 16, for instance. I like 24. So you need to research. If you cannot find on that site, you go to company site, or let's say that's Sennheiser site. Okay. Then you look. You might find more info. Tech specs. Yeah, text backward. What happened? Okay. Huh. I don't see. So basically, all I want to say, there is like 16-bit, there is 24-bit, and cameras record, good cameras, they record 24-bit. If you want 32, you need to use external recorder, and you need to have microphone for 32. If you want to go with 24, you need to look for 24. That's all I can say. Have a good time. Bye.